This is top 30 best completed anime series of all time. This is my reactions to it, and let's get into it.
One of the best feelings as an anime fan is an anime that's completely finished. No waiting, no cliffhangers, just pure binge-worthy perfection. For me, there's nothing more satisfying than diving into a completed series and experiencing the full story from start to finish. That's why today, I've put together something special, a massive list of the top 30 best completed anime series of all time. These aren't just shows you watch and move on from, they're masterpieces that leave an impact long after the credits roll. So without wasting any more time, let's jump into this lineup of certified masterpieces.
Satoru?
Get up. Mom!
So, does that mean you'd kill to protect me?
Starting off the list at number 30, we have Erased. It is one of the best mind-boggling mysteries you will ever watch. Erased is only 12 episodes long, and you can enjoy the thrill and suspense without any cliffhangers. Erased focuses on a 29-year-old Satoru. He looks like a regular human, but because of some reason he can travel back in time before anything significant happens. His life becomes a mess when he is sent 18 years back in time, the longest he has ever traveled, and mysteries of his childhood unveil that will change his future as well. I was anxious the whole time, hoping things would go different this time around. If you like time travel, mystery, or anime that makes your soul hurt in a good way, this one's non-negotiable. At number 29, we have Sunny Boy. Imagine being a high school student, going about your usual day when suddenly, your entire school building is thrown into a void-like dimension. That's the terrifying reality faced by 36 students who find themselves completely cut off from the world as they know it. As if being trapped in an alternate dimension wasn't enough, some of the students start developing supernatural powers, and things quickly spiral out of control. With these new abilities come conflict and division. The student council tries to maintain order, but tension rises as the powered students rebel against their strict rules.
Where did you get the powers from? The school is abandoned, from my understanding, and then they just end up with powers. What's the backstory?
What begins as a fight for leadership and control soon turns into a desperate struggle for survival as they discover that this strange world has its own rules. Rules that must be followed if they want any chance of staying alive. This anime combines elements of psychological tension, supernatural powers, and survival, keeping you on the edge of your seat with every twist and turn.
Kansei University?
Track and...
Wait. So, they're trapped in school. No one else is around. They develop superpowers. And they never told you the backdrop of how they got it. I wouldn't rate that number 29.
Field competition?
In other words, everybody who's living here in the dorms right now is a member of that very team.
Coming in at number 28, we have Run with the Wind. It starts with a dude chasing another guy down the street yelling, "Hey, do you like running?" And somehow that moment kicks off one of the most unexpectedly wholesome sports anime I've ever watched. 10 college guys, most of whom have absolutely no business running, get pulled into a half-baked plan to compete in one of Japan's biggest marathon relays. One of them smokes like a chimney, another can barely make it to the corner store without wheezing, and none of them asked for this. What starts as a ridiculous...
I guess that sounds decent. None of them are athletic, and they're all going to become runners for a common goal. That sounds decent, I guess. Let's see if it's worth to be in the top 30.
idea slowly turns into something genuinely meaningful. The show isn't really about becoming the fastest. It's about rebuilding confidence, rediscovering purpose, and learning to keep going even when life already knocked you down once. Everyone's running for a reason, and that reason hits harder than expected. Trust me, guys, just watch this anime, and you won't regret a second of it.
This one already starts off like an interesting story I will watch, just from the 2 seconds I've seen so far. It seemed like a suspense.
number 27, we have 91 Days. As a child living in the town of Lawless, Angelo Lagusa has witnessed a tragedy. His parents and younger brother have been mercilessly slaughtered by the Venetti Mafia family. Losing everything he holds dear, he leaves both his name and hometown behind, adopting the new...
You know what's crazy? I had an idea about writing a movie like this maybe like 10 plus years ago. Very similar how this started. That's interesting.
identity of Avilio Bruno. 7 years later, Avilio finally has his chance for revenge when he receives a mysterious letter prompting him to return to Lawless. Obliging, he soon encounters the Venetti Don's son Nero and seeks to befriend him using the skills he has quietly honed for years. Set during the Prohibition era, 90...
Yeah, I can rock with this one. This one seems interesting so far. There's a background story. There's a plot, and there's a suspense to it. I like this.
91 Days tells the story of Avilio's dark, blood-stained path to vengeance as he slowly ends each of the men involved in the killing of his family.
These meals changed everything for me. I'll admit it, I was skeptical about ready-to-eat meals, but then I tried Factor, and
by accident.
Remember, you chose this path.
It's Sphinx. They released a new video.
Remember, there will be another boom if you don't solve it in time.
Shibazaki, Rapungi's been hit. We should take this as a direct challenge to the police force.
Taking the 26th spot, we have Terror in Resonance. Tokyo is brought to its knees by two teenage boys, 9 and 12. On the surface, they're terrorists, planting bombs and taunting the police with riddles. But here's the catch. They're not after destruction. They're after attention. Every explosion...
They're both preteens, and they're blowing up buildings, but they're not after destruction. They just seek that desperate attention. Kind of contradictory, but okay.
Every riddle, every move, it's all part of a bigger message. Enter Shibazaki, a sharp but washed-up detective, the only one who senses that behind the chaos is a much darker truth. This isn't your average thriller. The animation is pristine, the pacing razor-sharp, and the soundtrack turns every scene into pure tension and tragedy. 11 episodes. That's all it takes for Terror in Resonance to drag you into a story of loss, revenge, and a cry for justice the world never wanted to hear.
程小师，别干傻事！好了，知道了，都念叨多少遍了？
I gotta rate this one. If they don't have for both dub and sub, and you can't hear the English, I'm gonna bypass this one.
准备。
At number 25, we have Link Click. In the middle of a modern city sits a tiny shop called Time Photo Studio. It looks ordinary, but the two guys who run it, Cheng Xiaoxi and Lu Guang, have a job no one else does. They can enter photographs and relive the exact moment the picture was taken. Clients bring photos with wishes, trace a lost memory, fix one moment, or discover the truth, and these two step inside to make it happen. Cheng Xiaoxi and Lu Guang don't just watch the past, they become the people in it, navigating other lives while trying not to break their own. Visually, it's slick, crisp animation, moody lighting, and a soundtrack that nails the emotional beats. It's short, focused, and surprisingly moving. Link Click is one of those shows that sneaks up on you and then won't leave your head.
Fortunately, their salvation is something far more sinister. And by his hand, evil shall know suffering as well. He is Alucard, the Helsing organization's deadliest weapon against the wicked.
Coming in at number 24, we have Helsing Ultimate. While the animation and action sequences are fantastic, with fluid movements and over-the-top violence that horror fans will love, Helsing Ultimate falls a bit flat when it comes to characters and story. The plot follows Alucard, an ancient vampire who works for a vampire hunting organization in England, but he feels overpowered and two-dimensional. The pacing is uneven, jumping from slow build-ups to sudden action scenes, even though it is filled with some of the most brutally epic action scenes you will see in a show of this style. Don't get me wrong, this is one of my favorite series of all.
I don't like series like that. You have the pace jumping all over the place. You don't get the storyline. You can't see the action. Everything's quick. No, I don't like that. I'm not gonna rate that in top 30 of all anime.
time, and it's on this list for a reason despite its flaws. If you're in the mood for a wild ride full of ghouls, demons, and gallons of blood, Hellsing Ultimate is pure, unfiltered fun.
Visa's advanced AI checks over 500 data points on transactions to help prevent fraud.
What happened to my online?
Cheetah! 一番変わっちまったのはメンマちゃんだ。なんだよな。
Number 23 goes to Anohana. Jinta Yadomi spends his days as a recluse, skipping school and losing himself in video games, far removed from the world around him. But one summer afternoon, his peaceful isolation is interrupted by the sudden appearance of his childhood friend Menma. She's as lively and persistent as ever, asking Jinta to fulfill a forgotten wish. The problem? Menma tragically passed away years ago. At first, Jinta brushes it off, thinking it's just a heat-induced hallucination. But the more he interacts with Menma, the more he realizes that her presence is real. Her ghost has returned, and she won't rest until her wish is granted. This brings Jinta face to face with his past as he reconnects with his childhood friends, a group that has drifted apart since Menma's untimely death. While that premise carries an undeniable emotional charge, Anohana is one of the most heartfelt slice-of-life anime of all time.
どうしたんだろう。
At number 22, we have another. Koichi Sakakibara is transferred to a new school in the village of Yomiyama. 26 years ago, a student had died here, and since then, a gloomy mood has set over the town. The atmosphere is heavy, the students are distant, and whispers of a tragedy from 26 years ago still linger in the air. That's when he notices Mei Misaki, a strange girl with an eye patch that nobody else seems to acknowledge. But here's the chilling part. Koichi is the only one who can see her. One by one, horrifying accidents and brutal deaths start piling up, leaving the students trapped in a curse they can't escape. With time running out, Koichi and their classmates must uncover the truth before the entire class is wiped out. Creepy, suspenseful, and dripping with atmosphere,
Not enough depth to it. So I feel like that's a forced story. No, I'm good. I'll skip that one. I don't know what y'all think about that.
Another is the kind of horror mystery that'll keep you guessing right up to its shocking finale. Coming in at number 21, we have Dororo. Some stories grab you by the heart from the very first scene, and Dororo is one of them. It begins with Daigo Kagamitsu, a ruthless warlord so hungry for power that he makes a pact with demons, offering up his unborn son in exchange for prosperity. The child is born without limbs, eyes.
He gave up his kid, sacrificed his kid to have prosperity and wealth. I might watch this one. That's interesting.
Ears, or even skin. Nothing but a living sacrifice. Left to die, he's saved by a kind medicine man who outfits him with prosthetics and weapons, giving him a chance to survive in a world that had already rejected him. That boy, later known as Hyakimaru, sets out on a brutal journey. Every time he slays one of the demons who stole from him, he regains a piece of his body. It's a quest for survival, but also for identity, as he struggles to reclaim not just what was taken from him, but what it means to be human, with haunting visuals, raw emotions.
I guess I can get with that one. That one has a decent storyline. His dad gave him up to a sacrifice because he wanted prosperity. In exchange for that, he has to fight and kill demons to regain human. Okay, that's cool. I can see how that can be good.
Emotion and unforgettable characters. Dororo carves its place among the greatest completed anime stories ever told.
Hey Meta, Cold Claire. Hello. I do have some gossip to tell you. Are you still in New York?
We're all guilty of the old one-trip wonder.
You got this.
This boy's name is Yusuke. He's 14 years old and is supposed to be the hero of this story.
Bro, I know this is an old anime. This anime looks like it's 1980. I don't know why I got that in the top 30.
But oddly enough,
let me pause on that because Goku, Dragon Ball Z was made in the 80s. So I take that back.
he's dead.
I've turned into a ghost?
Bingo! You are for the moment the spirit detective of Earth. Botan will supply you with information on your cases. They won't be easy. I hope you're ready.
Entering top 20, we have Yu Yu Hakusho. Sometimes the best stories begin where life ends. Yu Yu Hakusho follows Yusuke Urameshi, a teenage delinquent who dies saving a child from an oncoming car. But instead of fading away, he's given a second shot at life, on one condition. He becomes a spirit detective, tasked with investigating supernatural disturbances between the human and demon worlds. What really sets Yu Yu Hakusho apart is Yusuke himself. He starts off brash, reckless, and defiant, but across the journey, we see him grow into someone willing to fight for more than just pride. Fast-paced, emotional, and packed with some of the most iconic arcs in shonen history. It paved the way for many of the greats that came after. 3 decades later, it's still a powerhouse that proves why classic shonen will never fade.
鮮明に息づく者たちの姿が自分はまだまだやれるようなそんな気にさせてくれる
Taking the 19th spot, we have Mushishi. Anime is often an escape from reality, and Mushishi is the greatest escape the medium offers, transporting the audience into a familiar yet strangely mystical world. Set in feudal Japan, Ginkgo travels the country researching the mystical creatures known as Mushi, which have strange, supernatural connections to the world and its people. The slice-of-life genre isn't as appreciated among mainstream fans as it should be, but Mushishi is the one that snuck through.
It just looks boring. I don't know, he seems dull in his character. It seems like a slow, boring type of show. Maybe it gets interesting as you watch it, but it probably didn't catch fans because of that reason. It just seemed like a very slow, boring type of character in the show so far. I only watched the trailer. Let's see.
Bringing its relaxing excellence to viewers. Although it is still not very popular, the anime has reached enough hearts to convince them of its renowned elements. Mushishi is a masterpiece that takes viewers on a new atmospheric journey with every episode, delivering no dull moments. It's unlike any other anime you have ever watched. At number 18, we have Pluto. Set in a future where humans and advanced robots live.
It's going to be probably interesting because we're headed towards that way right now. So I can see this being top 20, top 30. Because we're about to experience that soon enough.
Side by side, the world is still scarred by the aftermath of a great war. The story follows Gasicht, a robot detective drawn into a chilling mystery. But these aren't ordinary cases. Someone is hunting down the world's most powerful robots, one by one, and leaving a trail of mystery and fear in their wake. With its haunting atmosphere, razor-sharp tension, and emotional depth, Pluto stands as one of the greatest completed anime of all time.
Are you ready to grovel at my feet and beg for forgiveness?
Coming in at number 17, we have Samurai Champloo. Some anime just ooze style, and Samurai Champloo is the definition of that. Set in an alternate Edo period Japan, it throws together 3 complete opposites. Mugen, a wild breakdance swordsman who fights like chaos itself. Jin, a calm and disciplined ronin with deadly precision. And Fu, a determined girl on a mission to find the samurai who smells of sunflowers. Samurai Champloo fuses historical fiction, action-adventure, comedy, and hip-hop, forging a unique and striking style. The fights are insane, fast, raw, and beautifully animated. This anime isn't just another samurai tale, it's an experience, one that still feels fresh no matter how many times you revisit it.
I'm going to stop there and I'm going to say, I can guarantee you what's top 3 or top 4. I'm not going to say it, but I know it's top 3 and what's top 4 out of all these animes. And it better be top 3 or top 4. Well, I'm gonna cancel this list.
And it's Gemini!
With SafeLight, you can get that fixed now and pay later.
Fix now, pay later?
SafeLight offers flexible payment.
Do you know that there are 3 things that I particularly hate?
Really?
Kids, animals, and women with attitudes. So tell me, Jet,
Why do we have all 3 of them neatly gathered in our ship?
At number 16, we have Cowboy Bebop. When it comes to short yet legendary anime, Cowboy Bebop wears the crown. With just 26 episodes, it left a mark that most long-running series could only dream of. Set in a gritty, melancholic future, it follows a ragtag crew of bounty hunters, or cowboys, as they drift through space chasing criminals, money, and sometimes just meaning. What makes Cowboy Bebop timeless is how it blends so many genres into one masterpiece. Some argue it's overhyped, but ignoring its influence would be pure foolishness. Cowboy Bebop has inspired creators worldwide. Its only flaw is that it ended too soon. But honestly, this is one of those cases where quality beats quantity every single time.
お父さん、よう言うてたわな。お皿洗って、後片付け終わるまでが、料理やって。
At number 15, we have Summertime Rendering. The story begins on the peaceful Hitoishima Island, a sunny, quiet town where nothing ever happens, until everything does happen at once. Shinpei Ajiro, your average laid-back guy, returns home for the funeral of his childhood friend. But something feels off. People are acting strange, some are seeing copies of themselves, and then comes the twist. This island has a shadow problem. These shadow creatures copy people, kill them, and take their place. As for Shinpei, he keeps dying.
It's crazy. That's crazy. That was unexpected. Okay. I see the storyline possibly being good.
Stabbed, shot, even shadow slapped, only to wake up again a few days earlier. He's trapped in a time loop, forced to relive the same days while trying to uncover the mystery and save everyone he cares about. Somehow, this anime manages to mix horror, sci-fi, mystery, and summer vibes into one chaotic, mind-bending masterpiece. At number 14, we have Kuroko no Basket. Teiku Junior High's basketball team was untouchable, thanks to 5 prodigies known as the Generation of Miracles. But after graduation, these once teammates became rivals, each seeking glory at different high schools. Enter Seirin High School, home to 2 freshmen ready to shake up the game, Taiga Kagami, a fiery powerhouse fresh from the US, and Tetsuya Kuroko, a quiet,
I'm not really a big fan of sports anime. I don't see the purpose of it. I really don't. When I think of anime, I think about action that's not action as in basketball, but action as in fighting scenes and some type of storyline like that. But basketball don't really have no relevance to it, I think. Y'all tell me what y'all think. That's not really my kind of anime.
Assuming player with a game-changing secret. While Kuroko may look invisible on the court, that's kind of the point. His misdirection and passing skills earned him the nickname the Phantom Sixth Man of Teiku. Together, Kuroko and Kagami vow to take down each of the Miracle members and lead Seirin to the top of Japan's high school basketball world. What follows is a hype-fueled journey packed with gravity-defying dunks, no-look passes, and court rivalries that feel like superhero showdowns. If you're looking for peak sports anime energy with a satisfying finish...
No way, bro. No way. Nah, skip that. That shouldn't be in top 30. There's many anime way better than this. That should not be in the top 30.
Kuroko no Basket delivers the full package.
Without T-Mobile 5G home internet, this place is spooky.
At number 13, we have Parasite the Maxim. Meet Shinichi Izumi, your average shy high schooler just trying to get through life. That is, until a murderous alien tries to crawl into his ear. Luckily, Shinichi was wearing earphones. Unluckily, the alien takes the next available route, his right hand. Now his arm is possessed by a sarcastic, shape-shifting alien named Miggy, basically Siri with knives.
That's crazy.
Together, they form the most awkward survival duo imaginable. While most aliens go full head invasion and masquerade as terrifying humans with origami monster faces, Shinichi and Miggy are the odd ones out, trying to survive in a world where almost everyone wants them dead. It blends horror, sci-fi, and emotional weight in a way that's hard to forget. With sharp animation, philosophical themes, and a killer soundtrack, this 24-episode ride is lean, clever, and hits harder than you'd expect.
Reminds me of Venom.
Her existence had been kept hidden from everyone. However, some of the people who knew about her said that she was a weapon. She was just a tool without a heart.
Stepping away from the action-packed fight animes, at number 12 we have Violet Evergarden. It's a show whose narrative exploration is just as beautiful as the animation. Set in a post-war, European-inspired world, Violet Evergarden follows a young girl named Violet. Raised only to be a tool of war, she knew nothing beyond orders and obedience. But when the war ends and the guns fall silent, she's left with one final memory, the haunting last words of her major. Violet gets a job writing letters as an auto-memory doll, with her job being to properly capture the emotions of her clients and convey them. Coming from a bleak childhood, Violet is rather robotic in her approach to things. She does not fully understand the concept of love. As such, Violet Evergarden is genuinely a story of
Nah, bro, that ain't it. How you put that in such a high position? Those last couple of ones that I said no, they shouldn't even be in the top 40, top 50. There's like many animes way better than that. I don't know what's wrong with the person that put this together.
feelings.
大丈夫。君ならできるよ。僕を突き動かす。力強く。鼓動のように。君の音が聞こえる。君がいる。
At number 11, we have Your Lie in April. If you're not ready to cry, you might want to skip this one, because Your Lie in April will absolutely wreck you, in the most beautiful way possible. The story follows Kusei Arima, a piano prodigy who loses all color in his life after the death of his mother. The trauma runs so deep that he can no longer hear the sound of his own piano, and with that, his music, his passion, fades away. But everything begins to change when he meets Kaori Miyazuno, a free-spirited violinist with a radiant smile and a mysterious pain of her own. Through her, Kusei finds the courage to face his fears, rediscover music, and feel emotions he'd long buried. This anime is a symphony of heartbreak, healing, and love, woven together with stunning animation and a soul-stirring soundtrack. So here's a gentle warning: if you're not ready for an emotional ride, tread carefully. But if you're brave enough to face it, Your Lie in April will stay with you long after the final performance ends.
Malcolm has been intentionally hiding himself from this family for years.
We are assassins. Our target is our teacher.
What I'm about to tell you, we in the business call classified. I'm gonna need you to kill this thing for the sake of mankind.
Why do you have these in the top? Anything? Like, come on, man. This is not it. That's why most people probably never heard of these things. You don't ever hear people talk about these shows when they talk about anime or manga. That's for a reason. But I'm gonna keep going. Let's see if this one gets interesting.
At number 10, we have Assassination Classroom. Even if you're short on time, make time for this one. Because Assassination Classroom isn't just an anime, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This series blends everything: side-splitting comedy, heart-wrenching emotions, meaningful life lessons, and some of the most creative assassination attempts you'll ever witness. At the center of it all is a class of misfit students, and their alien octopus-shaped teacher, Koro-sensei. Yes, you heard that right. Their teacher is a super-powered being who has threatened to destroy the Earth. But before he does, he offers humanity a bizarre chance. If his own students can manage to assassinate him before graduation, the plan—
What sense does that make? It's an alien teacher in a school teaching the world that he wants to destroy. Like, how? I'm not going to even go into that. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's contradictory.
planet will be spared. With stunning animation, clever writing, and a story that tugs at your heart just as often as it makes you laugh, Assassination Classroom is a rare gem. Trust me, this is one anime you'll never forget.
I don't know about that, but I can forget that.
You have to help me.
So you're not a human.
I can't be a ghoul.
Well, you're not a ghoul either.
At number 9, we have Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul starts off with an innocent vibe, only to drag you headfirst into a brutal world of fear, identity, and survival. The story follows Ken Kaneki, a kind-hearted and bookish college student whose life takes a horrific turn after a date gone wrong. He wakes up in a hospital, only to discover that he's been turned into a half-ghoul, a creature that feeds on human flesh. From there, his life is thrown into chaos. Torn between the human world he once knew and the terrifying underground society of ghouls, Kaneki must learn to navigate both while fighting to hold on to his humanity. His journey of pain, growth, and identity crisis is dark, thrilling, and deeply emotional. With intense action, gory battles, psychological torment, and a haunting atmosphere, Tokyo Ghoul will keep you glued to the screen. And the best part? It's fully completed, perfect for a dark weekend binge.
One decent. It's like a vampire story. Bro, strong, bro. Super strong.
僕たちにひどいことをした大人のお兄さん。言っとくけどお前のせいだからな。
Now at number 8, we have Mob Psycho 100. Mob Psycho 100 is a visually stunning and emotionally rich series that redefines what it means to be a supernatural anime. The story follows Shigeo Kageyama, better known as Mob, a quiet and awkward middle schooler with immense psychic powers. But unlike most powerful characters, Mob doesn't want fame or control. He just wants a normal life. He hopes to make friends, fit in, and maybe even impress his crush. But with great power comes constant attention. Mob finds himself caught in situations where others try to exploit or challenge his abilities. What unfolds is a journey filled with jaw-dropping battles, hilarious moments, and breathtaking animation. At its core, though, Mob Psycho 100 is a story of self-discovery. If you're looking for a completed anime that blends humor, action, and heart, Mob Psycho 100 delivers it all in a truly unforgettable way.
That one was decent.
When we hit the pothole, I was worried we'd be stranded for hours.
Shoot me on.
I know it's incredible. This had been released in like 92 or the 80s.
Up next, at number 7, we have Monster.
We're getting very close.
Monster is a gripping psychological thriller that dives deep into the darkest corners of the human mind. The story follows Dr. Kenzo Tenma, a talented and kind-hearted brain surgeon whose life spirals out of control after he makes a difficult moral choice, saving the life of a young boy named Johann Liebert instead of a high-profile official. Years later, Tenma discovers that the boy he saved has grown up to become a cold, calculating serial killer.
That's crazy.
Haunted by guilt and driven by a sense of justice, Tenma embarks on a harrowing journey to stop Johann, uncovering disturbing truths and facing ethical challenges that blur the line between right and wrong. What makes Monster so captivating is its deep psychological tension, complex character development, and its ability to keep you hooked without relying on flashy action or supernatural elements. If you're looking for a completed anime that's intellectually stimulating, emotionally intense, and unforgettable, Monster is as good as it gets.
Sounds decent. Sounds decent.
If you could travel back in time and redo one thing, what would you choose and why?
Now, Mayuri.
Close to top 5 at number 6, we have Steins Gate. Steins Gate is the mind...
I'm not seeing my favorite shows at the top 6, top 7, so let's see what the top 5 are going to be. It better not be nothing lame.
...bending masterpiece that plays with time in the most fascinating way possible. The story revolves around Rintaro Okabe, a self-proclaimed mad scientist who runs a small lab with his group of quirky friends. Their experiments are bizarre and borderline ridiculous, until one day they accidentally discover that their microwave can send text messages to the past. What starts as harmless fun quickly spirals into a complex web of time loops, consequences, and emotional chaos. Every decision they make shifts reality in unpredictable ways, and some outcomes are far darker than they could have imagined. With eccentric characters, smart humor, and a slow-burning plot that explodes in the second half, if you want a show that messes with your head and your heart, this one's a must-watch.
These hands of mine have been dirty for a long time now, Suzaku. Your coming to face me now doesn't matter at all. Hell, I welcome it even. I mean, of course, you and I are friends.
At number 5, we have Code Geass, a series that perfectly blends political intrigue, supernatural powers, and high-stakes strategy into one unforgettable experience. Set in a world where the Holy Empire of Britannia has taken over Japan, this anime follows Lelouch, a fallen prince living in exile. Brilliant but powerless, Lelouch dreams of overthrowing the empire and creating a better world, not just for Japan, but for his sister and those he cares about. And then, fate intervenes. A mysterious girl grants him a supernatural ability that changes everything. With a single look, he gains the power to command anyone to do whatever he says. But Code Geass isn't just about powers or rebellion. It's about sacrifices, consequences, and what happens when idealism meets harsh reality.
Commercials. They gotta be two commercials every time.
Where'd you get it?
Depop, $12.
This is my show, dog. See? Pause. That's what I'm saying. This had to be in the top 5. If this was not in the top 5, I was gonna cancel this whole different thing I put together in my head. Like I was gonna say a bunch of stuff about the show that was gonna be like, I don't know, man. But this had to be top 5 because if this was not top 5, whoever put this together does not really watch anime. All right, keep going.
At number 4, we have Death Note. Now, if you love watching intellectual battles, mind games, and a story that constantly keeps you guessing, Death Note is a must-watch. The story follows Light Yagami, a brilliant high school student who discovers a mysterious notebook, the Death Note. It gives him the terrifying power to kill anyone whose name he writes in it, as long as he knows their face. With a twisted sense of justice, Light sets out to rid the world of criminals, determined to create a utopia. But of course, power corrupts. What starts as a noble idea quickly spirals into a dangerous game of control, manipulation, and obsession. What follows is one of the most gripping cat-and-mouse games in anime history. Death Note is sharp, suspenseful, and one of the smartest anime ever made.
And now, this world shall know.
You playing with me now. I know you did not put Naruto as number 3, bro. I know you did not put a category and put Naruto as number 3. Alright, see, man. You messing up the game, bruh. That should be top 2. That should be top 2. Should not be number 3. Matter of fact, it should be number 1, actually.
Almighty push.
At number 3, we have one of the big 3 of anime, Naruto. Let's be honest, if you grew up watching anime in the 2000s, Naruto was probably your entry point, and for good reason. Born with a powerful beast sealed inside him, Naruto's journey from a lonely outcast to a symbol of hope is one of the most iconic and emotionally resonant stories in anime. It's packed with heart-pounding fights, deep character arcs, and some genuinely powerful life lessons. Whether it's perseverance, friendship, or forgiveness, Naruto tackles it all without losing its lighthearted charm. And yes, we're talking about Naruto as a complete anime, so let's all agree to pretend Boruto never happened, alright?
Nah, that should be number 1. Dang, bro.
Almost at the top, at number 2, we have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
All right.
This one's
Now,
often
Full
called
Metal,
the greatest anime.
I started watching Full Metal. I might have watched like maybe 8 episodes. Full Metal is pretty. I get Full Metal. It's pretty decent. I just haven't finished it, but I wouldn't put it as 2 different type of times though, on timelines. I wouldn't put it above Naruto, but I would put it in the top 5. It's really good.
Anime of all time, and honestly, I get why. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has everything you'd want from a complete anime. Powerful storytelling, unforgettable characters, emotional highs and lows, epic world building, and jaw-dropping animation. But what really makes it special is how every piece fits together so perfectly. It's the kind of show that pulls you in from episode 1 and never lets go. Whether you're here for the action, the emotions, or the deep philosophical questions, it delivers on all fronts. It's not just a must-watch. It's the kind of anime that raises the bar for everything that comes after. And personally, it's one of the most satisfying stories I've ever experienced from start to finish.
It's a good show.
Tonight, your mattress
Number
does the
1,
work
unless
for
y'all
you.
classify Dragon Ball Z
Sleep
as
number
a manga.
to a good night's sleep.
Dragon Ball Z better be number 1.
Place on Paradis. The king has been deposed. The founding titan stolen. The thief is an enemy to every man, woman, and child outside of his island. Enemy of peace. His name is Aaron Day.
At the top of the list, we have the greatest and most complete anime of all time, Attack on Titan.
Hold up, pause.
Honestly, I don't care what...
Pause. Attack on Titans is a good show, but Attack on Titans is not beating Naruto, nor Full Metal Alchemist. No, it's not. Attack on Titans is not number 1. I disagree with that strongly. It's decent, but that's not number 1. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
What anyone says. For me, this is the greatest piece of media I've ever watched. Attack on Titan isn't just about humans versus titans. It's about survival, mystery, freedom, and the cost of war. It all begins in a world where humanity has been pushed to the brink of extinction by terrifying, flesh-eating giants known as titans. For 100 years, what's left of mankind hides behind massive walls, believing they're safe. Until one day, a colossal titan breaks through, reigniting the nightmare. What makes Attack on Titan truly special is how it constantly evolves. Each season peels back new layers, deeper truths, moral questions, and massive twists that turn everything you thought you knew upside down. The foreshadowing? It's easily the best I've ever seen in anime. I even made an entire video series on my channel breaking it all down. And if you still haven't experienced it, now's the perfect time to dive in. And that wraps up our list of the top 30 best completed anime series of all time. So which one was your favorite?
Definitely not that one. I'll put Attack on Titans maybe as number 5. Number 4. My top 5, or my top 3 actually. I wouldn't even not. My top 3 would be Naruto, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, and then I'll put 4th, and then I'll put Attack on Titans. That would be my top 4. I think that's how it should be. Yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Top 30. I think half of these shouldn't even be in top 30. And I think the top 5 is decent. The top 10 is okay. But I would have rearranged all of that. But that's just my opinion.
Let me know down in the comments. I always enjoy reading your thoughts.
Alright, y'all. That was my top 30 best completed anime series of all time. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all seen my opinions. Y'all seen a lot of these shows I never heard of before. So let me know what y'all think below. Subscribe, like, comment. Let's talk about it.